I went to the local vet tonight, and they had been communicating with their pharmacies about the chemo and the chemo that was recommended for her. And the chemo is only like $16 a pill.
Thank you. Easy, Karina, Jaman, Gio, Dyldan, and Floral.
And my coworker saw me, and he was like, "What's the matter?" And I said, "Oh, I'm just sad, crying about the same shit." And he's like, "What are you crying about? What do you mean?" And I said, "Patty, obviously." And he was like, "Jesus, you're still crying about that?" And I was like, "Yeah, nothing has fucking changed. Like she's
Wow.
still got, you know what I mean?" And
Yeah,
he couldn't comprehend, like, he's not one of those people. Like, when his dog was getting sick, he's like, "Oh, I should just shoot the fucking thing. I've already got a whole dog." He's not one of those people that bonds with animals, I guess. So it's just some people just cannot understand it. And so it's hard to
yeah,
explain to somebody how you can be so fucking sad about, "Oh, my skunk's dying. But it's what my world revolves. Like, literally my fucking world revolves around my pets, especially my dog that I don't have anymore, which I'll never get over that. But
yeah.
uh,
Yeah, hold on one sec. Hey, Izzy, can you permit Alan's comment there? He got censored by Twitch.
yes, I see Alan's comments. Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm saying one of the comments got so Twitch has a thing where certain words get black so your messages don't go through.
Okay.
So let me see here.
By like the
Yeah,
auto mod, but
yeah, it's
you can allow
automatically.
them and that if you're a mod and stuff.
Yeah, so Alan said the word prick
Yeah.
and it got blocked because
Oh, seriously, I can see it. It showed up on my end.
Oh,
oh
it's okay.
yeah,
I
that's
allow on it. So the with Twitch with the auto mod that it has detecting words, it briefly blocked it, but it comes up on my end because I'm a mod for the stream or one of the mods. I can
yeah,
choose to allow or deny it. So yeah, I allowed the message.
I
yeah.
got you. Alan, you're such a badass. Oh God. Yeah. And like that coworker, Alan, he's so cold hearted, and like he tries to understand. Like, he's not trying to be mean when he says shit like that. It doesn't make sense to him, and he says what he thinks. And so it's like he's not trying to be an asshole, but he is an asshole. He's just naturally an asshole. So he's just one that I try to not talk to about my pet stuff because it's bitten me in the ass before. But
Yeah,
he happened to come across me fucking red faced eyes, you know, bawling my eyes out the other day. And
I guess he doesn't know how to be empathetic. I guess naturally.
yeah, I
Word
don't
for
think
it.
he does. And like, I've called him out in the past because, like, 2 days after I lost my dog last summer, his dog was sick at the time, and he was making all those comments about how, "Oh, I've already got the whole dog. I should just shoot the fucking thing," talking about his dog. And it made me burst into tears right away because I had just fucking lost Cooper, and I would have given anything to have Cooper back. And here he's talking like that about his dog. And so I told him,
Yeah,
I was like, "Dude, you're being a fucking asshole. Do you really think this is the right thing to say right now? Like, are you fucking kidding me? How rude can you be?"
yeah, and
Telling
not
him.
only that too, it just sounds like he doesn't. I mean, I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if he necessarily loves his pets,
Right. Not the
but
same way. Obviously not
yeah, it
the
just
same way.
doesn't sound like he doesn't really, care that it's, his pet, and
Mm-hmm.
his, that it's. I mean, it's an animal, but it's still a life, and
Right.
if
And
if if it's your pet, you should, be a bit
not
more concerned for it, not so nonchalant, like, oh, I'm just gonna shoot it. Oh well,
right.
you know.
And that's what I've tried to tell him, like, "Man, you know how I am with this shit. Like, I know how you feel about it, but you know how I feel about it. So can you maybe fucking bring it, edit
Yeah,
yourself a little bit around me and don't fucking say shit like that." And like, I remember, like, he was working there when I first had Fatty and her sister, and I was bringing them to work with me every day. And I remember I asked him, like, when I had the Fatty and her sister's name was Affy. I had him at work. I was like, "Oh, do you want to see the baby skunks?" And he was like, "No, it's fucking gross." You know, and
Boo. Boo
he's just not.
him.
He's just not a animal. You know, it's just a
Yeah.
dog, just a cat. It's just a disgusting skunk. And I'm like, yeah, but this skunk sleeps on my head when I sleep and licks my face. So,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
luckily, most of my coworkers know and understand how important this stuff is to me, and they even most of them, even if they don't understand it, like they'll give me hugs and let me cry and say they're sorry and things like that.
Yeah.
It's,
Though at least comfort.
yeah, even if they don't understand it, they try. And I don't know, it's been a super fucking long week, and we're excited to stay home this weekend and not go anywhere. And I had a friend trying to get me to go to a car part swap meet this weekend, and I was keeps bugging me about going, and I'm like, you know what, man, I just want to fucking stay home. Like, I've been gone the last 2 weekends. Like, we are so fucking exhausted, like, not just from all the driving that we did, but the emotional toll it's taken on us, like, every night. He's trying. Jake is usually near tears. He's trying, like, Jake's trying to stay strong for me, but I know he's hurting just as bad as I am, and he's not as good at it as I am, so it bothers him more. But he's trying to stay strong for me, and it's just like super fucking overwhelming and emotional all the time. And we're just like fucking mentally drained.
Now, who, you don't mind me asking, who's Jake? That your husband, or?
Yes, sorry, Jake's my husband.
That's all right.
So I'm just sitting. I'm sitting next to the hut box thing that Fatty likes to sleep in, but she's across the room in the other room. I think just she doesn't like this phone. But I don't know. I've got a pet camera set up too, so like when I'm at work during the day, not even a pet camera, it's a legit security camera, but I've got it in the house pointed at her like area and her food bowl and her water bowl and her little hut thing, so I can keep an eye on her during the day and check on her during the day and stuff.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
I bought this stupid security camera. Like, I found it on clearance over the wintertime when I was Christmas shopping, and I was like, ooh, that's cool. I can see what's going on outside my house during the day. And then pretty quickly I figured out I can put it in the house, just leave it in the house and point it wherever I want, and my camera all day what my idiot cats are doing, and watch. Now it's Patty's stick. I've just had it pointed at where she always hangs out, so I can. I also spend a lot of time when I'm at work just with the camera too, so. But I don't know. It's been a rough fucking year, and like I try to not be like, oh, whoa, poor fucking me, I've lost pets, because I know there's so much other shit going on in the world right now that's like a much bigger deal than somebody just losing a pet. But at the same time, it's the world I live in. It's, my shit that I'm personally going through, and it's just been.
And it's still important. And it's still important to you as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like when we had to evacuate from the flood a couple years ago. There was a massive flood through here, and like our first thought, when we were told we had to evacuate, like our very first thing was like, okay, how do we get the animals? Where are we going to put the animals? And that was the very first thing we got out of the house was the animals.
Yeah.
And then it was our cars out, but it was like, yeah, they are my fucking world. I go on very, very few vacations because of the animals. You know, I don't even want to know how much money I spend every month. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just part of my life, you know, taking care of everybody. And it's the reason I work. It's the reason I get up in the morning. It's my reason for doing everything, is so that I can have my animals and they're well taken care of and they're well cared for, and I do my goddamn best. And it's sad and frustrating when even doing my best isn't enough, you know. And I know that I'm not fucking stupid. I know that, like, they obviously can't live forever, but, like, you know, it's fucking depressing.
Yeah. You
And
want
then,
you want what's best for them, and you want them to live as, happy and fun lives as possible.
yeah, and like, and then just, and I guess it's the nature of the beast. Like, when you have as many animals as I've had, like,
Mm.
it's just natural that, okay, you're going to go through a period of time when you lose a bunch, you know. But, like, you can tell yourself that and prepare yourself for that mentally, but when it starts happening, you're not ready for it. You know, there's no way you ever could be ready for it.
Especially when it's out of the blue as well.
Oh my god, like our fucking cat that we lost 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. Like,
Mm.
it's, we don't have a fucking clue what happened with him. And, you know, we get up in the morning and he's face first in the dirt outside, meowing. Like, as soon as he heard us, he starts screaming, like, meowing really loud, like, help me, help me. And we rush him to the vet, and within 4 hours, they're like, he's getting worse. There's nothing else we can do. And we had to put him down. And it was like, I mean, that in itself was fucking terrible. I've had to put plenty of animals to sleep in my lifetime, and that was by far the worst experience I've ever had with that. And just like that, we have no answers. We have no idea why he was all of a sudden sick when the night before he was fine. And, like, it had crossed my mind to do an like animal autopsy or whatever on him. But I also knew that wasn't going to bring him back. But yeah, like, we had no answers, no idea. And that, like, we'll never fucking know. And that's a shitty feeling. And, like, with Fatty, a lot of people would say, like, spending all this money and shit, you know, to take her 3 states away and spend all this money on blood tests and spend all this money on chemo and all this shit. A lot of people think that's stupid or whatever. And, but to me, it's like, I had to know. I couldn't not know what was wrong. And I wanted a definitive answer, because if you have the answer, then you know if there's possibly anything else you can do or not. So we got our answer, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think some people don't realize how important animals can be, or at least when when they're your pets and stuff. And I know, like, yeah, they may not be as important technically in a sense, compared to, like, say, a human
Human.
life, but it's still incredibly important, and you still want to do everything you can for them. Stuff.
Right. And it's still something that, like, that relies on, just like a human. You know, they can't talk like a human can eventually, but, like, it's still a life that depends on you day in and day out to be able to live and to be able to survive. They rely on you just like a human baby does, you know. And
Exactly. Yeah.
they, you know, you spend every day of your life with them. And just like a human child, you know, you get into routines, you get into habits that, you know, like, you have reasons to do what you do. And, like, hey, I can't spend the night here, I can't go out and get shit faced and just stay in a hotel room or whatever, because guess what, I have animals at home I have to fucking feed. And, you know, then like you get comments that piss me off so much. Like you get comments like, oh, I don't think they'll die if they miss a meal. Okay, well, sure, they probably won't fucking die. But would you be okay with your child going without food for 48 hours, 36 hours, 24 hours? Would you be okay with that? No?
Yeah, I
Okay.
wouldn't. Yeah.
You know, and well, it's just a fucking animal. It's just a dog. Yeah, okay, no, they're not gonna fucking die because they miss a meal, but that's not the fucking point, you know?
Yeah. You still don't want them to get, distressed or anxious anyway.
Right. They rely on you, man, and like I don't know.
And they love us just as much as like we love them, even if they do express it differently.
Right. And Alan, you're completely fucking right, man. Like that's all
Exactly.
I can fucking say. Like I try to not ever let cost of anything come into play when it comes to treating an animal. Like I my vet in Lincoln, like that I normally go to on the Nebraska side, like he already knows. He's known me most of my life. He knows that like especially my mom and I are the same. Like cost is not going to be an issue. We have good credit for a reason. We have credit cards for a reason. Like we will do whatever we have to do if it potentially means saving them or curing them or whatever. And I always end up asking like, well, okay, how much is that? How much is a CAT scan? How much is a MRI? How much is an ultrasound? Whatever. But then it's like it doesn't fucking matter because I'm gonna do it anyway. You know?
Yeah.
If it gives me an answer or if it potentially helps them, that's the fucking bottom line. And like it shouldn't come down to that. I'm involved in a lot of dog rescue stuff, and we see it so often that people surrender their dog or they bring their dog in to be put down because they can't afford the medical treatment. And I like it when people surrender the animal at that point and a rescue is able to take them in and get them the help they need, because not everybody can be in that situation. Not everybody has that capability, I guess. And
Yeah.
luckily I've set myself up, and that they're my priority. That's all there is to it. But like I said, not has that capability. And I don't know. I told when I back in January when I went to the local vet to ask him if he was willing to do like a needle biopsy. I told him, oh, what did we talk about? Chemo. I think maybe we were talking about chemo already at that point. And he was talking about how much it costs, or how much this might cost, or that might cost. And I'm like, I don't fucking care. Like, I'll refinance my house again if I have to.
Yeah.
But I did get some good news tonight. I guess it's good news.
Oh.
I went to the local vet tonight, and they had been communicating with their pharmacies about the chemo and the chemo that was recommended for her. And the chemo is only like $16 a pill. Like, and this chemo is only going to be a once a month chemo, where the chemo my dog was on was an everyday chemo pill, and it was like $800 a month. But this shit for her that's recommended for her is only a once a month pill, and it's only like $16 a pill. Like, I was blown away at how cheap it was. And
Yeah,
then,
that is quite affordable.
I know. I was like, I told the vet tonight, I was like, holy shit! Like, I was expecting like $200 or $300 a pop, And she was like, no, it's only 15 change, a month, and it's just one pill a month. And I was like, oh my god, okay, because she kept saying, okay, we'll look it up and we'll discuss cost. And I'm like, I don't care. And then when she told me, I was like, holy shit, that's cheap. But along with it, we have to do the chemo will pretty much destroy her liver. So she's gonna have to be on a liver support medicine. And she never did tell me how much it costs, but like I told her, I said I don't really
Yeah.
she'll have to have a liver support medicine I'll be in every week. And then she'll have to do blood work once a month after the chemo. But blood work, typically, even the expensive blood work, is usually only a couple $100. So, and for being a small animal like that, I would imagine that her blood work that she needs every month.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please consider leaving a like, comment, and subscribing. If you would like to support the channel, then consider becoming a Patreon member. For $1 a month, you write your name on a card that appears at the beginning and end of each Let's Play video. Your name will also be shouted out at the beginning of said video, and I will add in the description one link of your choice to one of your social medias, be it YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, or VK. If you would just like to make a one-time donation, then consider donating through Streamlabs. Also, I have a Streamlabs shop. Feel free to buy something from the shop. To see when I go live on Twitch, record the videos for the Let's Play, consider following me on Twitter. If you'd like to see short little videos from the Let's Plays, then follow me on VK, Instagram, and TikTok. The art is done by Johnny Bush. The people on the card are Jeannie and Sheldon Vernal. The music is recorded by Surman. Once again, thank you for watching. Good night, and до свидания.